Hi, I'm Ross Mengel. I'm from DMA Global, which is a division of the DMA Group. DMA Global offers outplacement and career transition services to assist individuals who've been retrenched. We run programs that are based on a book we've written called A Bend in the Road, which is a guide to career transition, and I'd like to take you through our pitch plan. Is your company downsizing, retrenching, or restructuring? We can help you assist affected employees through both group and individual outplacement programs based on our guide to career transition. More information on our programs and our company can be found at www.dma-group.co.za/outplacement. Our mission is to provide a professional, reliable, and personalized outplacement and career transition consulting service to both clients and participants, building their trust in what we do to ensure long-term and sustainable relationships with each. Just to define the problem, South Africa's faced a tough few years recently from an economic perspective, impacting on our economy. These have been influenced by an increase in VAT, low GDP figures, political uncertainty, a number of other macroeconomic factors that have had an impact on job creation and company performance in South Africa. This has led to tough trading conditions, volatile trading conditions, and a decline in the demand for skills, which has then led to retrenchments across a broad range of sectors. A number of articles are available online to provide more information on this, one of them being on cnbcafrica.com. The overall result is an increase in retrenchment and retrenched individuals struggling to re-establish themselves in an increasingly difficult job market. So the solution that we offer comes in the form of programs, which we call A Bend in the Road, a guide to career transition. So essentially, we assist individuals who have been retrenched by running these programs in various formats. There are benefits to both the organization as well as the participant. In terms of the organization, our programs help clients implement responsible HR management practices, which are aligned to their corporate social responsibility or CSR strategy. This is particularly useful during mergers, acquisitions, and downsizing activities that result in the separation of employees. It helps organizations with commercial decisions to change executives and make sure that these are made in a timely and effective manner. It helps management concentrate on their business, facilitating growth and profit. It helps keep teams lean, active, and effective. It can also help resolve promotion and succession planning complications. And public, customer, and internal relations are improved by evidence of corporate concern and the responsibility for the welfare of employees. Morale of remaining staff is enhanced, thus retaining key performers. An enhanced reputation of the company in the marketplace ensures the attraction of new talent in the future, and the risk of unwanted and time-consuming litigation is minimized as well, and essentially good relationships are maintained with all stakeholders in the business. In terms of participants, the benefits to them are instilling a mindset that retrenchment is not the end of the road, but indeed a bend in the road. We help participants setting well-defined goals and realistic objectives. We help them find alternative work roles, identify their own business opportunities, or even identify courses or qualifications for further study. We try and help them ensure that the transition is as smooth as possible and help them manage the psychological and financial aspects of change. We offer both practical and emotional support through the career transition phases, which we've identified as separation, preparation, communication, and negotiation, which we will look at in more detail during the course of this presentation. These programs are run by Derek Mengel and Ross Mengel. Derek had 16 years experience with the Rennick Group, which is an HR services organization, prior to re-establishing the DMA Group in 2001. During his time with the Rennick Group, he was MD of a couple of divisions, most relevant being Chart DBM, a multinational outplacement services organization who were looking for a partner in South Africa. I have a background in qualitative and quantitative research and have conducted various HR-related studies. I joined the DMA Group in 2002 and to date have run a number of outplacement programs in both group and individual format. These programs are based on our book, which is entitled A Bend in the Road, A Guide to Career Transition, which is co-authored by Derek and myself in 2010. In terms of our competitors, DMA Global has both large competitors as well as smaller competitors. Large competitor organizations have started to enter the market in South Africa with bigger resources available. And smaller competitor organizations have also started to enter the market, offering a slightly less professional service at a lower cost as well. Our competitive advantage is that we have extensive experience in this field. It is a unique service in South Africa, and we were one of the first to offer this. We have strong connections with overseas-based service providers who often use us as their representatives in South Africa to assist their multinational clients with downsizing or restructuring or retrenchment. This gives us access to valuable program resources, and we have a strong focus on generating contact and improving the programs we offer. Our book also helps to differentiate ourselves as thought leaders in this field. And we are currently updating and developing our book, which will be converted to an ebook within the year. And a freemium style career transition online portal and app is being developed as well, which we're excited to launch hopefully before the end of the year. This slide shows a list of both current and previous clients we've worked with since 2002. As you can see, covers a broad spectrum of sectors, including mining, chemicals, manufacturing, FMCG, minerals, petroleum, IT, and even the British Department for International Development, who we assisted at the British Consulate in Pretoria. So how it works, essentially, we assist our individuals through the 4 phases of career transition: separation, preparation, communication, and negotiation. Separation is helping, under the separation module, we help individuals come to terms with retrenchment. We help them understand the concept of retrenchment, identify support systems, and then dive into the elements of self-assessment, identifying achievements, as well as key attributes, and helping them identify new career destinations, goals, and objectives. Once this phase is complete, we enter preparation, now focused on new horizons. Efforts are proactively concentrated on the development of a marketable package in terms of a winning CV, as well as well-honed presentation and interview skills. Various individual and group exercises are conducted depending on the program format, and by the end of phase 2, the individual is ready to market themselves through and adopt the 4 approaches to job search in the next phase, which we call communication. So this phase is about assisting these displaced employees with formalizing the establishment and maintenance of a growing network of individuals who are key to their career and business success. We look at both proactive and reactive approaches to job search. Proactive being making direct approaches to companies and using your network. Reactive being registering with personnel agencies and responding to advertisements, and we talk about the pros and cons of each. Throughout this phase, we assist individuals with identifying opportunities, making sure that these opportunities fit within their career blueprint, and to help them avoid wheel spinning and wasting time on pursuing opportunities that might not be relevant to them. And then finally, once an opportunity has been identified, we help them with the negotiation phase and settling in phase of career transition, where we help them identify elements that can be negotiated and help them measure the criteria of the role to the criteria of positions that they are interested in, which would have been done in the separation and preparations phase of the program. So in terms of our milestones, in 2002, this was when we started developing our own material for our programs, and came up with the concept of the 4 phases of separation, which is a bend in the road, preparation, looking at new horizons, communication, all about enjoying the ride, and negotiation, identifying new beginnings. In 2010, our material was updated and converted into a self-published book, and since then we've been developing relationships with various overseas-based multinationals with sub-Saharan Africa operations, providing assistance and marketing our services to assist with downsizing, restructuring and retrenchment, as well as developing relationships with overseas-based outplacement service providers who have clients requiring services in South Africa. Numerous assignments have been handled over the last 15 years based on in group and individual format. Some of our projects we've assisted up to 140 individuals at a time. 2019 onwards, our objectives are to update our book and then convert it into an ebook format, make this available online, and develop a self-help freemium style career transition portal and outplacement app. In terms of our fees, these are largely tailored depending on the requirements of the client and the content required, but more or less our group workshops are running at 2.5-hour workshops are running an average fee of 8,500 Rand, catering for up to 15 participants in each. It's usually one workshop per topic: separation, preparation, and communication and negotiation. We also bring in other elements such as LinkedIn, social media and job portals, interview skills, and other topics more specific within the 4 phases of career transition. We offer 4-week individual outplacement programs, which are delivered in a consolidated format, and then 3-month individual outplacement programs, typically embarked on by executives with a rarer set of skills who might take a bit longer than normal to re-establish themselves. So in terms of profitability, DMA Global generated 450,000 Rand for the financial year end February 19 through these outplacement services, and offering up to and we envisage this, and this is up 25% year on year from February 18, the year we generated 360,000 Rands worth of billings through this service. Through our ideas for improvement, such as converting to an ebook format, making our programs available online, developing a portal, as well as a self-help freemium style outplacement app, we see this trajectory continuing, coupled with the increasing demand for these services in South Africa, as the benefits to both companies and individuals are recognized, as well as the importance of outplacement from a corporate social responsibility point of view. So what are the positive effects of retrenchment? Obviously the most apparent benefit is that it helps cut costs, but for some employees the loss of a job can be seen as a positive step to reinventing themselves. It gives them a chance. It gives employers a chance to scale their business down to a more realistic and manageable size. It forces a company to reevaluate its business processes, as well as prioritize and focus on business critical, which after growth spurt may have been neglected for a while. What should be considered when downsizing? Obviously, downsizing is extremely difficult, and it puts a burden on all of management's team's resources, including business acumen and humanity. No one looks forward nor likes laying off employees, and hence the benefit of outsourcing a service such as this. It helps the organization make clear decisions in terms of who must be laid off, how much notice should be given, how much they will be paid, how much help they will receive from outplacement service providers to find new jobs, what legal issues have to be managed, etc. There are other options to retrenchments and other alternatives, but once these have been explored and retrenchment is seen as the only option, it's important to outsource that function to professional service providers, allowing the business to focus on its core function and continue focusing on profitability and operational targets. There are sometimes people wonder what South African law says about retrenchments, and although outplacement is outplacement, although this is common practice in many countries outside of South Africa, South African companies have lagged behind a bit in the uptake of outplacement. But as mentioned, with an increase in awareness of corporate social responsibility, it's becoming an important element of downsizing and restructuring activities. A number of questions can be asked when choosing an outplacement partner, specifically in terms of what the programs entail. For example, is it only CV writing, or does it cover networking and interview skills and other elements of job search? Other questions that should be asked include whether the partner has service providers in countries that are of importance to them, what material is provided during the courses, do they have a track record with companies in the same industry, does the supplier provide individual coaching or only group formats, group programs, and a number of other questions that can be forwarded at the end of this presentation. In terms of the cost of outplacement programs, it obviously depends on the amount of content and the duration of these programs. Essentially, our programs are tailor-made to meet both the budgetary requirements of the organization, as well as the job search and career transition requirements of the individual. Any other questions can be sent to me on the contact details on the slide, and hope this has generated some interest in the outplacement services offered by DMA Global, and I look forward to discussing this with you further once you've had a chance to review our business plan and pitch deck as well. Thanks so much.